For the last couple of years, there has been a divide in the anime community. There's been a war between the sub and dub watchers. It has gotten to a point where it kinda got out of control, where you get called a name if you're a fan of one. You got the dub watchers, who apparently aren't real anime fans because they want to watch a show in their own language. Then you got the sub watchers, who apparently don't touch grass because they care about anime too much and don't get bitches and or niggas. My goal is to make peace in the anime community and wonder, why are you guys like this? There are some people that really talk down on you like you committed a crime just because you don't watch sub or dub. Like, it goes past just anime. A Netflix original called Squid Game came out in 2021. Damn, it was that long ago? 2021 is almost 3 years ago, by the way. So Squid Game is a Korean drama about, I don't know, I never watched it. But I remember one big criticism was how bad the dub was. I've never watched the show personally, but I heard from a lot of people that the dub was terrible. It couldn't be that terrible because I remember the show being everywhere. But to be fair, it was probably because of this lady. What was so big about her? What was like the thing? Was she like badass or something? I don't know. So what does sub and dub mean? Sub is short for subtitles, meaning you're watching a show in a language foreign to your own, and you want to understand it so you read the words on the screen as they say it. And this isn't like stupid ass YouTube subtitles. The subs are actually accurate, and you can perfectly follow the words as they say it, unless you are a slow reader. Subs doesn't just translate to English. Subs can translate to a ton of different languages, even on English movies. Growing up, my family wasn't the richest. We didn't have it as bad as most people, but we couldn't live luxurious or anything like that. So that meant when we wanted to see a movie, we had to wait until it came out on DVD. And even then, sometimes it was too expensive. So my family got the bootlegs from the corner. Yeah, I grew up on leggies. So I'm like 9 or 10, and I'm watching the Kung Fu Panda, the bootleg version, and I noticed some weird looking words. So I asked my mom, what the fuck am I looking at? And why are these big ass words on the screen? And she told me that people from other countries want to watch these movies too, so they put words from their language at the bottom of the screen. I believe it was Dutch or something, but back to the topic. Dub is when some studio takes footage from the anime and they voice it over to translate to their native language, i.e. Squid Game. Some of the greatest media was dubbed to hit markets in different countries. Shaolin vs. Wu-Tang, Parasite, and many others. With the definitions out of the way, let me talk about the history of anime. So in the year 1907, the first Japanese animated film released named Katsudo Sashin. And it's a 4-second clip of a kid writing some words on the board and he turns to tip his hat. This 4-second clip must have deadass taken a lot of time. 1907, bro? They had to have bust their ass to get this out. But nevertheless, it started one of the biggest things in history. Branching from shows, movies, manga, and video games. Anime, especially right now, is all over the world. And it recently became cool. Not recently, it's been like almost a decade. But now it's cool to watch anime. Thanks to this guy, gal, or whoever made it. I think it was a dude. I don't think they would have let a girl make it low-key. In 1964, the first ever dubbed to English anime was named Tekken 28 Go. Bigger than bad, bigger than tall.
What do you mean by that?
One day in the year 2000. Jim! Jim!
What's up, Inspector Blooper?
Where are you?
Flustered.
Flustered? Flustered? You remember Jimmy Sparks? I am Inspector Ignatz Blooper. Yeah, I've been on the force 30 years now, and I don't get flustered.
So listening to the first 2 minutes, it doesn't sound too bad for its time. I was expecting this shit to sound terrible, not gonna lie. And with the old anime characters, they look more realistic back then. Like their hair and shit was realistic. Nowadays, they have that Dragon Ball effect. I think Dragon Ball is really the reason why we get these goofy ass hairstyles, bro. Speaking of Dragon Ball, they helped kick off the anime craze in the 80s, supported by shows like Yasure Yatsua, Ashita no Joe 2, and Captain Tsubasa. I don't know how to say that shit. All of these animes released a dub to the English version that skyrocketed in popularity here in America. Let's see how dub was in the 1980s. We're going to watch a staple of Japanese animation, arguably the best anime of all time, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z came out in 1989 following the very successful Dragon Ball, which came out in 1986. Dragon Ball Z had a 7-year run from 89 to 96, where it introduced some of the most beloved characters in anime.
I want my daddy. I want to go home. Daddy!
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Daddy!
So I like how Gohan's voice actor is just Goku's old voice actor from the regular Dragon Ball series. That's nice. Dragon Ball Z is one of the most known animes. Some people even call the whole series Dragon Ball Z. Running from 1989 to 1996, it defined the whole culture of animes in the 90s. I brought up Dragon Ball for a reason. Do people actually watch this sub? Like, this show came out before I was born, obviously, but if you search up Dragon Ball Z clip, I guarantee it'll be in English. Shows like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh! These are all seen as amazingly dubbed shows. If all the greatest shows have fire dubs, then what's the issue? The issue is just that these are classic shows. There's a lot more to anime than just the shows that get thrown in your face. Anime is all Japanese animation. Hundreds of thousands of shows get released just to get overlooked by the hyped up action shows. And I feel like a lot of these shows are getting repetitive. Back then in the 80s, there was only one Dragon Ball. There wasn't really competition. Now every show is a Dragon Ball. Every show is a Naruto. It's all the same at face value. These all have corny protagonists who all are really identical. The young kid who suffers a tragedy who wants to get stronger at any means. Sounds like someone? Goku. There's a reason people don't watch these shows dubbed. Because Americans make every fucking thing corny. Some shows change its jokes to be worse. Some shows take jokes out of the original. And some shows take out the cuss words. Like, I understand to an extent, Japanese and American culture is different. Their jokes sometimes don't make sense to us. So that makes sense. But some shows take out the whole damn show and flip it upside down. When you do shit like that, it's hard to make the show great or to the same quality as the sub. I only know one case where the show flipped the script and was still beloved by fans. Ghost Stories is a 2000s anime about kids fighting spirits, basically. So this anime dropped in Japan and got mediocre reviews. So for the dub version, since it wasn't a big anime, they told the voice actors to just have fun and do whatever. This resulted in one of the greatest things ever.
You should have let Ketchero keep the doll. I mean, Leo played with dolls when he was a kid, and he's not a fag.
It's Marilyn Manson! You're such brave, strong, handsome men. Have you accepted Jesus as your personal savior?
This is the best result for a show where the cast was just winging it. Like, this shit is generously hilarious. In this case, it's better. If the dub team wasn't told to just freestyle, then this shit would have been ass. I don't care. So it's popular nowadays online to talk shit on dub watchers. People who only watch dub. And to an extent, it's understandable. Because the shit they watching, they think is good. But obviously the original is going to be better. But, like, still, you guys are watching the same shit. But dub watchers are not angels either. They talk shit too. It's mostly jokes and it's funny sometimes. I used to joke around with my homies about watching dub. It's just fun to make fun of niggas, I don't know. But some people actually take this shit serious. Why does anyone ever watch anime dub rather than subbed? I'm like this not just with anime, but with every media I consume. That's just how the creators intended for this show to be watched. So if the dub isn't infamous to add a lot to the show, and it makes it much better, and you can read subtitles easily, then why would you ever watch anime dubbed? It doesn't feel right to me. If it's not its original language, I could never watch a Hollywood movie dubbed in my native language or any other language. Are people just lazy? That's why they watch dubbed? They said this is how the creators intended for the show to be watched. Nigga, they don't care as long as niggas is watching. They don't care if it's in Japanese, English, Dutch, Mandarin. As long as the views is coming, they good. Like, people don't understand that some people like doing what they like. Like, you can like watching sub anime. That's what you like to do. You really don't understand why people like watching dub. Like, I understand you could think it's bad, but do you really not understand it? That's mad over dramatic. That's like, I don't understand why people date certain women. That's because they like it. They like dating who they like, you know? And the way the creators intended for the show to be watched, the creators of the show most likely don't even create the story that they're telling. Most anime is from manga that were written by other people. So the people that written the manga, the show was probably not how they intended it to be watched. They probably rather people read their book than watch a show from a company that really don't care about people, to be honest. They just want money. Here's a dubbed version of the same thing. Dubbed animes are way better than subbed animes. I don't get why people want to watch something where they understand nothing and constantly have to read along. It's super annoying, and the reason why I stopped watching One Piece a couple years ago and waited until the new episodes were dubbed as well. Animes are also often so slowly paced that I want to watch them while doing something else, and that's not possible. You have to read along the whole time. Therefore, dubbed greater than subbed. It's like, bro, who cares what you want to do? The quality of the show isn't fucking like dictated off you wanting to do something else while watching the same show. Like, learn Japanese then. Like, what the fuck? I understand where he's coming from, or where they're coming from. Like, yeah, dub anime is easier to consume than sub anime if you don't understand the language. But let's talk about the quality of the voice acting or the writing, not what, like, how accessible it is. It doesn't make it better than sub just because it's more accessible. That's like saying unhealthy food is better for you just because it's easier to buy. It's just like, no, that's not what we're doing here. So what's my take on this? I'm a certified dub watcher. Dub watcher take dubs. But I watch some shows in sub too. Sub drops faster, so if this show I'm really trying to watch and it's only sub, best believe I'm going to watch it in sub. I'm going to be looking at the bottom of the screen. I just don't see why people take shit so serious. Watch what you want to watch. I'm a person who advocates doing whatever you want. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Don't listen to other people's things, them telling you what you want to do. Do this way, do this that way. Dress how you want, do what you want, watch what you want.